Samson Dauda, the monster is back, and the bodybuilding world isn't ready. Stop scrolling, because what happens when size, symmetry, conditioning, and relentless determination collide in one athlete? You get Samson Dauda, a bodybuilder who has transformed himself from a rising contender into one of the most talked about names in modern bodybuilding. Samson Dauda has built a reputation for bringing an absolutely massive frame to the stage while maintaining the proportions and presentation needed to compete against the best. But the real shock isn't simply how big Samson can become. It's how dangerous his complete package can look when everything comes together. And this is where the story gets crazy. Samson's rise wasn't an overnight miracle. His journey has been built through years of training, dieting, discipline, and an obsession with improving weaknesses. Every offseason gives him another opportunity to add quality muscle. Every preparation forces him to sharpen his conditioning. Every competition exposes another area that needs improvement. That is what makes Samson so fascinating. He doesn't just want to be bigger, he wants to be better. His enormous shoulders, wide back, thick chest, powerful arms, and gigantic legs create the visual impact fans expect from an open-class bodybuilder. But when Samson walks onto the stage, the question becomes much bigger than, how much muscle does he have? The question is, can anyone stop this combination of size and shape? And that question has turned Samson into a serious conversation whenever the biggest names in bodybuilding are discussed. The shocking transformation. Look at the evolution. The earlier version of Samson Dauda was already impressive, but the modern version represents something much more refined. His physique has continued to develop, and his stage presence has become increasingly confident. The frame got bigger, the muscles got thicker, the presentation got sharper, the expectations got higher, and suddenly, the man who once looked like a future contender started looking like a potential champion. That transition is what shocked so many fans. Because bodybuilding is brutally competitive. Being huge isn't enough. Being aesthetic isn't enough. Having great genetics isn't enough. You need everything to work together. You need muscle maturity. You need conditioning. You need proportions. You need posing. You need confidence. And most importantly, you need to bring your best physique when the lights are brightest. Samson understands that. The mass monster, with a different weapon. There are plenty of bodybuilders who can overwhelm an audience with sheer size. But Samson has another weapon, presentation. His height and structure give his physique a distinctive appearance. When he spreads his back, the silhouette becomes enormous. When he hits a front pose, his shoulders and chest create a powerful visual frame. And when he turns around, the combination of back width, thickness, and leg development can completely change the look of the physique. One pose can change the entire conversation. That is why his posing matters so much. A bodybuilder can have incredible muscle, but if the physique isn't displayed correctly, judges and fans may never see its full potential. Samson's goal is to make every pose count. The pressure of the Olympia stage. Now imagine standing under the brightest lights in bodybuilding, with the entire world watching. No excuses, no second chances, no hiding weaknesses. The Mr. Olympia stage is where legends are created, and where weaknesses are exposed. Samson has already experienced the pressure of competing at the highest level, and that experience becomes another weapon. Every appearance teaches him something. Every comparison teaches him something. Every criticism gives him another reason to improve, and that is what should scare his competition. Because Samson is not finished, the next version could be even more dangerous. Think about that for a second. A bodybuilder who already possesses extraordinary swimmer, a massive frame, can continue refining his weaknesses. What happens when the conditioning gets even sharper? What happens when the back becomes even thicker? What happens when the legs become even more dominant? What happens when the posing becomes even more polished? That is the real question, because Samson doesn't need to completely reinvent himself. He needs to upgrade the weapon he already has. And that's what makes his future so exciting. The mindset behind the muscle, behind the massive physique, is something audiences don't always see. Discipline. Bodybuilding demands repetition. Training when you're motivated is easy. Training when you're exhausted is different. Eating the same structured meals day after day is difficult. Maintaining focus when progress slows down is even harder. But elite bodybuilding requires exactly that kind of consistency. No shortcuts. No comfort zone, no easy days. Samson's journey represents the mentality of constantly chasing improvement, and that mentality is what separates an impressive bodybuilder from someone capable of becoming a true superstar. The final shock. So here's the part you need to remember. Samson Dauda isn't just chasing size. He's chasing legacy. He's chasing the kind of physique that makes an entire arena stop and stare. He's chasing the kind of conditioning that forces judges to look twice. He's chasing the kind of stage presence that makes millions of fans remember his name. And every time Samson steps on stage, the question gets louder. Is this the version that finally reaches the top? Because when the lights turn on, the music starts, and Samson Dauda walks onto the stage with that enormous frame, the bodybuilding world knows exactly what is coming. A giant has entered the battle. And the most shocking part, the giant may still have another level left. Samson Dauda isn't finished. He's evolving. He's getting sharper. He's getting more dangerous. And if he brings the ultimate combination of mass, symmetry, conditioning, and presentation, the bodybuilding world better be ready, because the next Samson Dauda could be the most terrifying version yet.